guys, you would have learned something which is known as data center, or which is known as cloud or on-prem. Everyone are aware of it. Data center on-prem. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, I'll not be looking at the chat because I handle multiple devices with me. So if any questions or something, please unmute it. Okay. So let's give a small introduction about on-prem. Okay. So on-prem is nothing but basically, before talking about the on-prem, let's talk about server. Okay. So you guys would have seen how a computer will look like, how a mobile phone will look like. But most of the people I know, they never seen server in their real life. Okay. If you've never seen a server, the server will look like something like this. Okay. It's gonna be something like a DVD or a VCD player, which you would have seen in your olden age. It would be typically in that particular format. Okay. This is called a server. Now you can able to see one image, right? These kind of things are known as an on-prem, which is nothing but the servers are purchased by myself and it has been managed by myself. That is known as an on-prem. Okay. So it's nothing but an on-premises. Now the people are moving to cloud. This word you would have be hearing in your life. Nowadays the technology is moving around the cloud, or the people are moving around the cloud. So cloud is the next future. So you would be hearing this particular naming things in your life for sure. Might be that might be the spirit that you would have joined this curriculum also. So now the people are moving from on-prem to cloud. Cloud is nothing but a kind of a data center. Okay. So not the typically cloud that you're seeing. Now, what is data center and what is on-prem? Okay. Now, guys, this is known as an on-prem. The servers are purchased by myself and it has been managed by myself. That is known as an on-prem. Then what is known as data center? Okay. Data centers will something will look like this. Okay. Which will be a lot of servers. Okay. You see how many servers are placed inside the rack. Okay. Let's take roughly around 10 servers. Okay. Then see how many racks are there. So there are like n number of racks are there, and each rack there are having 10 numbers of servers roughly. And like this, in a floor, you can able to see n number of racks, and there will be n number of floors, and there will be n number of buildings. This cumulatively that forms the data center. Okay. So the data center will be something like this. Okay. Multiple racks, inside the racks you will have multiple servers. So that is known as data center. Guys, everyone are clear with data center and on-prem? One round of yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now the people are moving to data centers, which means cloud. Why? The reason is, now let's take a typical example that, okay, this is Satish. Okay. And this guy purchases the server and he keeps inside his house. Okay. Now typically this kind of structure is known as an on-prem. Why the people are moving to cloud? Okay, I will just give you a few examples. Now, if Satish needs to purchase this particular server, he need to put a lot of investments. Like for an example, if you want to purchase a car, then you need to pay the money, right? Then only you can purchase a car. Same way, now if you wanted to purchase a server, then you have to put lot of lakhs of rupees and you have to purchase it. And once you invest that particular amount, it will be traveling somewhere in the world. Okay. So how you place an Amazon order? So it travels from some north place or south place in India, and it reaches your home, right? The same way, once I place the order, it will be traveling around the world and it will reach my home. And after reaching my home, it's my responsibility. I need to check thoroughly that whatever my specification is matching or not. If there is any damage or my specification is not matching and I need to place a return order, then again it goes back, again it comes back. So typically the duration of getting the server itself to my hand is going to take a long time. Okay. So, and having that server and putting that inside my rack and doing the configuration, setting up, that will take a long time for me to create my server up and running. Okay. So it's a time consuming process and a big money which is involved behind the scene. This is a drawback that currently we are facing in on-prem. But if it is a cloud, then the job is very easy. I can able to create a server within a couple of minutes. Within 2 minutes, I can able to create a server. So basically what happens, data centers which will have multiple servers, correct? Like something like this. They will have multiple servers and one server that will be allocated to me. Okay, they will give to me and I can utilize it completely. And once my job is done, I can delete my server also so that I'm going to pay only the money which have been utilized. If I am typically using the server for 4 days, I'm going to pay only the money for 4 days. So where I will save a lot of money, right? But if it is a on-prem, then I need to put lakhs of rupees and I purchase it. And after 4 days with the server, what can I able to do? And you all know that it is an asset. It will only depreciate. And if you return it back, you cannot expect the full amount. You get around 50%, that too very rare. But the people will not do that. So there are many drawbacks that comes to on-prem, right? So the people are moving right now to the cloud. And one of the cloud that is known as Azure. So that is a thing that you are trying to learn with me. Okay. Now, you know what is data center and you know what is on-prem and you know what is the drawback of what are the demerits of on-prem and why the people are moving here and there. So you know very the underlying overview about it. Guys, can I have one round of yes if you understand these things?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
in
sir.
on-prem, there are like multiple challenges. I just give you one or two. Just think that I appointed one guy, like this guy, to maintain my on-prem. All of a sudden, he leaves my company. Then only this guy knows how the servers are configured and how the things are working. And all of a sudden, he leaves. Then I need to appoint a new guy. New guy should come and learn whatever the skills that he has. So the new guy doesn't have that much capability. Then my business is going to be loose, and I'm going to be under trouble. So there are a lot of problems that we face in on-prem. That's the reason the people are moving to cloud. If a guy who leaves the job right now from the cloud, no worries, everything are documented and everything's are captured. So easily we can able to train the other guy and the business will be going very smoothly. So that is known as data center. Okay. So here Azure have created the data centers in nook and corner of the world. Okay. So if you just want to have a view of it, you can just have. Okay. This is an image which is being provided by Microsoft. Okay, so an official image, but right now the number of count might be increasing. Okay, I'm not sure when this image was updated. Okay, so there might be n number of data centers which might be newly getting created as well, because I'm not sure when this image was uploaded on the internet. Okay, so nook and corner of the world, Azure has created the data centers and all the data centers are connected with their optical fiber cables and other things. Okay, so this is something which you are going to learn with me about Azure. So I probably believe that we are all good with this particular things right now. What is on-prem and what is cloud and what is a demerit, and nook and corner of the world, Azure have created their data centers. Okay, and few people might have a typical question that, so there is a competitor called AWS. Which is best, AWS or Azure? Which do I need to learn? If I learn this, do I get a job? Do I land in a good position? Or if I learn that, then I will land in a good position. Okay, this might be the typical question the few folks who are a Kickstarter, they might be having. Okay, I give you a very simple example. Both are equally weighted. You can learn any cloud that you like. Now, already you made a decision that you want to learn Azure, which is super good, and you can start your learnings on Azure as well. Okay, so the other hand, AWS is also equally weighted. If you know AWS, that is also a good scope. That is also a good cloud. Okay, same concept. There also they will construct data centers and they will manage the cloud, and here also the same things. But there are the business competitors. If you take any kind of business, that will have a competitor. If you take Ola, there will be a Uber. If you take Ticket New, there will be a Book My Show. If you take Swiggy, there will be a Zomato. If you take Air India, there will be a Indigo. So every business, there are like competitors. And here, the competitors of the Azure is AWS. And there is another leading guy who is known as GCP, which is powered by Google. Okay, so Azure is backed up by Microsoft, AWS is backed up by Amazon, and GCP is something which is powered by Google. So these are the top 3 vendors which I typically know, and there are like n number of vendors who are there in this world. One round of S if you're clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me share my screen and let me give you one more thing. Guys, you would have seen this, like when you typically create something, okay, when you try to create a storage account, you would be choosing a region, correct? And I would be choosing a region called Central India. You can choose any region, but what happens behind the scene, I will let you know. So this is something really important, guys. When you basically select the region as Central India, inside the Central India, there will be multiples of data centers. Okay. Now the people call it as zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, as per Azure terminology. Now, since you select the region as Central India will have more than one data center. So your storage account can be getting created in any one of the data center. It can be created in zone 2 or zone 1 or zone 3. I am not sure about it. Okay. So you have a capability only to select the region. You don't have a capability to select the zones. Okay. So within Central India, 3 data centers are there. And inside that 3, any one data center, your storage account might be getting created. I am not sure. And you can also cannot find which particular zone this particular storage account got created, and you have a capability only to select the region, that what we saw on the UI when we were creating or when we are learning the hierarchy. Guys, yes, now this is something really important that everyone wants to know, guys. That's the reason.
Yes.
Okay,
Can you come
great.
again?
You want me to come again?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. There's a region. Okay, when you basically create any kind of things, like for an example, when you create an action group or when you create a storage account, when you create something, you need to select a region. I select a region yesterday that is known as Central India. Okay, and inside the Central India, you will be having multiple data centers. Just few minutes back, I showed you what is data center and how a data center will look like, which will have tons of servers. Okay, so inside one data center, your storage account will be getting created. In which data center, we are not sure about it. In any one zone, your storage account will be getting created. Basically, you want to know that what is region. Inside the region, you will have multiple data centers, and inside that, your storage account might be created in any one of the data center, and you cannot able to specify which data center it is. Clear now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let me share my screen, and today we are going to learn more about storage account, guys. Okay, so let me do it right now for you. So you all would have been created the subscription, I probably believe. Now let me go ahead and create the storage account. So I click on storage account and I click on create button. Now basically I need to select my subscription and I need to select my resource group. Currently, if I select the drop down list, I don't have any resource group. So what I will do, I will create during the runtime. So I will give a name called RG1. Okay. And you need to give a storage account name. So it should be unique in this world. So I give a name called Satish Azure with today's date. Okay. 16/04/2025. Okay. So I have created one storage account with this particular name. And this is the region, guys, which I said already. And you see here, as I have shown you the images, right? See, there are like multiple places the Azure have created the data centers. Okay, now you can able to see all the places that are visible here. Okay, so you can choose any region that you like, but I prefer to have my things on Central India. Okay, if you ask me, do you have any specific reason? The answer is no. If you wish to create in East US or North Europe or Australia or Japan, wherever you like, you can just go ahead and create it. But I prefer Central India. If you want to follow me, you can. Or if you wish to choose any other region, you can. See, I have selected only the region. Azure doesn't give me to provide which data center. Okay, so inside this region, any one of the data center, my storage account will be getting created. I hope everyone are clear with this point till now with me. One round of yes or no, guys.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, this is not an important question. You can ignore it. And you see, next one is known as performance. The performance is something like you have two types of performance. One is standard, another one is premium. What is standard? The name itself says that it's going to give you the standard performance for you. If it is a premium, then it's going to give you a premium performance. Like you will be getting the better performance when it comes to latency and other things. Okay, so you are doing any kind of development or any kind of lab, something, you can just create the performance as standard. Okay, you want to have it on your production environment or you want to give your customers to have a premium service, then you can just go with the premium way. Okay, just choose the standard. We are going to do a simple lab. For the simple lab, standard would be better. Okay, so where you get the best performance as well. Okay, and this is recommended by the Microsoft as well in most of the scenarios. Okay, so let's go by the suggestion win. Now you see there is something called redundancy, and you can able to see multiple redundancies here: LRS, GRS, GZRS, ZRS, and GZRS. So four difference of redundancies. Okay, let's talk about all the redundancies in a detailed way so that you will get clarified. Now let me go to my Google search engine and I will just type Azure Storage Account LRS, which is nothing but locally redundant storage. And I get the first image. I open that image on a new tab. Okay, and guys, you can able to see this image, I believe. Now what is LRS? Now you selected one region, correct? That region is nothing as Central India, which is a primary region. And inside that particular region, you will have one data center. Correct. And inside that data center, your storage account is going to get created. And inside that storage account, when you have any files, okay, that will basically be saved as a three different copies. Basically, I will let you know what a storage account. Storage account is nothing but which will help you to save any kind of objects, which means like you can save your image, you can save your video, you can save your JSON, you can save your XML, PDF, whatever the extension it can be or it should be. Okay, so all the files that can be saved inside the Azure, which uses a service that is known as storage account, basically, which will help you to store the objects. Object means like everything's, whatever you see. You want to save it on a cloud, then use the service called Azure Storage Account, which will help you to save it. Now let's take an example that you are uploading a text file or you're uploading one PDF into your storage account. Basically, that particular file, that text file, will be saved as a three different copies. So why Azure is taking three different copies on my file? Because the reason is very simple. Just you are uploading a text file on Azure Cloud. Okay. Now, when you try to access the file after 2 days, if Azure is saying that, hey, you uploaded one file to me, right? It got deleted because of some reason. I'm sorry. If this is a message which is being given by Azure, will it be okay? Guys, will it be okay?
No.
Definitely the answer is no, because you trusted Azure and you have uploaded your file. So it needs to be always available. So what they do basically, they just have that as a three different copies. If one has some issues, the other one will be available so that you get an higher availability. Very simple. To be even more short and crisp, you have some important image in your mobile phone, okay, very close to your heart and memory. So what you basically do, you just have that image in a different device, like you just save that image in your laptop or you just push that to Google Drive. You have it as a multiple copy, right? Because if your phone got stolen or if a phone got broken or it is not working, then you don't lose the data of it. So basically you save it as a three different copies or multiple devices, right? The same thing. This concept is known as LRS. I believe everyone are clear. The next one is known as geo redundant storage, which is nothing but GRS. So let me remove the L and let me put the G so that I get the first image. I open the image on a new tab. Now let me zoom it for you. Now guys, If you just choose GRS, what is going to happen behind the scene, right, guys? The pixels are broken because when I zoom from my screen, it is broken. If you want to have a clear image in your screen, you can view it later. Okay. Now there is a primary region. The primary region is Central India. Okay. And inside that Central India, my storage account is going to be getting created and which will have 3 different copies of my particular file. And similarly, what will happen? The same kind of things which will be having a replication on a different region. Okay. Now I choose, let's see, I choose GRS. Okay. So here I will not select any kind of secondary region. I select only one region that is known as Central India. So the portal doesn't prompt me to enter another region. So what will happen, right? The Central India will have another pair to another region. So which region it will have, I am not sure. And you cannot make a decision that my secondary region should be US. My secondary region should be Singapore. No, you cannot make a decision call. Only Azure will make a decision. Okay. So when you basically select your primary region, inside it will have a secondary region and it will have another 3 different copies. This concept is known as GRS. So why we need this GRS? LRS is fine, right? Yeah, it's fine. Now this is LRS. Correct. Now let me ask a simple question. Now your data center itself went down, which means like you have a data center. Okay. Now the complete data center due to earthquake in central India at one place. Let's take any XYZ place. Let's take Mumbai. In Mumbai, there is an earthquake, and due to that particular reason, this complete data center went into pieces. Now, inside that, you have saved your images, which will have 3 copies. Whether it will help you when you try to access it, it won't. Okay. So you will be losing your data. So when you want to get an higher availability, you can choose this GRS. Okay. So that it will have another region. Okay. Which will be far at the kilometers, right? Because the regions are not going to be at the same nearby distance. It will be far away so that your data will be always available. And usually guys, data centers are constructed in a way that they will not able to destroy very easily. Okay. So it has a capability to withstand all kind of natural disaster like flood, earthquake or storms or whatever it can be. Okay. So even though as a backup, like you need to get a good availability, you can choose GRS, which will have a primary and a secondary region, and 2 data centers will be involved, and you will get 6 different copies. Everyone are clear?
Yes.
Yes, got it.
Yeah, great. Now the next one is known as ZRS. Again, my first image is going to be the best image. I open it on a new tab. Now here, let me zoom it. Guys, here what happens in ZRS. So you select a primary region, which is called Central India. And as I said already, Central India will be having multiple data centers, right? See, there are like multiple data centers and Azure, they generally call it as zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. So in each zones, you are going to have a copy of it. Okay. So there will be a copy 1, copy 2 and copy 3. So inside the Central India, there will be multiple data centers and each data center will have hold your copies in copy 1, copy 2 and copy 3. So one data center goes down also, you don't want to worry. Your data are stored in a different data center. Okay. So if you wish to have the ZRS, you can have the ZRS. Now the next one is known as GZRS. Again, I go to the Google and I just type GZRS. Again, I get the first image and I open that image on a new tab. Guys, all the images which I'm showing, right? Those are provided by Microsoft. Okay, it's an official website. So you don't want to worry about it. Now, guys, the pixels are broken, as I said already, but you can able to understand right now what is the GZRS means. Okay, GZRS is nothing but inside a primary region which will have zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and which is going to hold 3 different copies, and then which is going to have a secondary region, and inside that it's going to have 3 different copies. So basically 4 data centers will be involved and 6 different copies are going to involved and 2 different regions are going to be involved when you go with GZRS. So you get the super availability when you select this particular option called GZRS. Okay, so if you just type it on the Google, it shows you the best architectural design in an easy way, which makes you better understanding. Okay, so I wish everyone to do it post the class completion is done so that you will have a better idea about it. Now, I'm going to do a simple lab. Okay, I'm going to explain and I'm going to teach you about the storage account. For that storage account, do I need to choose this GZROs or I need to choose which one? I need to choose the LRS because the reason is if I choose this, then I need to pay more money. Okay, if I choose this, then I'm going to pay less money because if I choose this guy, 4 data centers and 6 different copies are involved. So if I choose LRS, 1 data center, 3 copies are involved. So I'm giving less work to Azure. So I'm going to pay only less money. When it basically comes to cloud, based on your utilization, you are going to pay the money. If you want to get the premium service, then you need to pay more money. If you want to get the standard service, then you're going to pay the standard money. Okay, very simple that you all can able to connect with a cycle example. If you just go ahead and take a cycle rent, then 1 hour cost will be different. If you go ahead and take a 1 hour of car, then it's going to be different. So based on the service that you get, the pricing will be different. Okay. Now I clicked on review and create. Right now, the storage account is getting created for me. I will close the other tabs to avoid confusions. Okay. Now I have created my storage account. You can able to see the name, which is known as Satish Azure with today's date I have created. Okay. So if you just wanted to go ahead and look into the previous chapter, which I talked about the hierarchy, you can able to see there is a resource group called RG1. And inside that, you can able to see my particular storage account. Okay. Now I go to my storage account. All good. Now what I will do, I will just go ahead and I will just click on container here. Okay, so basically when it comes to storage account, okay, people use this container maximum like 98 or 97 percentage of the people they use container option when it comes to storage account. Okay, and few people they call it as a blob, which is nothing but blob, and few people call it as a container. Okay, you call it as a container itself because that is a naming convention which is followed by Azure. Okay, now you create a new container and you can just give a name, like I will give a name called Azure and I will click on create. Basically, this is nothing but creating a directory for you, which is nothing but a folder. Now I go inside this and I'm going to give an upload. Okay. Now when I click on upload, it is prompting me, hey, you can just provide your images or videos or JSON or XML, whatever the file it is. Okay. That is going to be saved. Now I click on upload and what I will do, I go to my desktop. Okay. In my desktop, I have one file called test. I will upload this. See, right now I have uploaded a file called test.txt on Azure Storage account. So this particular file, which is being pushed to the data center, you know basically how a data center will look like. So data center server, I will just type an image and I will just show you for the first 2 classes. Now let's take this is the data center. Okay, so this is the data center. Inside one data center, one server which is being given to me, and inside that server I'm having this particular file called test.txt, and this complete data center is being created in the central India. Guys, everyone are good till with me? Yes.
Yes.
Now guys, I request everyone to provide your answers so that you will be with me always. Don't be idly on mute, guys, please. Okay. So right now, you know how to create a storage account and you know how to upload a file into your storage account. Okay. Now let me click on this file and let me copy this URL. And if I paste this URL on my notepad, just give me notepad. If I open a notepad, if I paste this guy, just try to read this URL, what this URL says. This URL is nothing but it's connecting to my cloud, which is nothing but my storage account name. Satish Azure with today's date. This is my storage account name. And next towards that, it has blob core windows.net. Okay. Might be Azure I've created something. And you see something called Azure, which is nothing but the folder name, which I created just few minutes back. And this is the file name, which I have uploaded. Now guys, just see, I copy this complete URL. Okay. And I open a new tab and I just paste this. Okay. Or else I just share this complete URL with everyone in this group. If you just enter this particular thing, you will get an error. You can't able to access this file. Okay. Now, why you can't able to access this file? Because this file is reserved inside a private zone. Inside the data center, it's resided very private. Okay. It's not able to expose to the outer world. Now you wanted to make it available to the outer world to access this file. Then what you need to do, below the delete button, you see something called generate SAS. Just click on it. When you click on generate SAS, what will happen? You can able to see that there are like two keys, key 1 and key 2. Let it be key 1 and I will talk about it after 5-6 minutes. Now the key 1 is getting selected and you can able to see there is a start time and there is a expiry time. And the start time is picked from my base computer. It when I click on it, the time was around 7:48. So it picked that time, and this particular URL is going to expire at 17, which means tomorrow early morning 3:48 a.m. So tomorrow early morning 3:48, this particular URL is going to expire. So I click on generate SAS token and URL. I copy these two things. Okay, I have copied these two things. Now you can able to see that this guy, the line number 3 is formed based on the line number 1 and line number 2. Okay, just see, there will be a small question mark that will be the key difference. This line number 1 which is here and the line number 2 which is here. So by adding these two things which forms my line number 3. Okay, if I put this particular line number 3 on my new tab, then I can able to access the file. Inside that text file, I have created something called hi message. That's the reason it shows me that. Earlier, directly when I try to hit it without the token and other things, it was not allowing me to read that. Now it is allowing me to read that. Now this particular URL, I can share it with anyone. I can share it with you. If I share it in the WhatsApp group right now, you all can able to access this URL. Okay. And when someone who try to access this URL tomorrow after early morning 3:48, afterwards someone who try to hit this URL, then this URL will not work. Guys, everyone are getting the point?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
oh. Now one small question. Now I have created a file here. Okay, I have created a file and I've created a URL. Then you all know that this URL is going to work tomorrow early AM 3:48. It's going to work. Now, all of a sudden, I feel that, hey, this URL should not work, or I don't want to. I don't want to allow the people to access, or I don't want the people to read this message. What can I do? You're all getting my point? Now, let's take an example that I have shared this complete URL over the WhatsApp group. Now, everyone who hit this URL can able to see this message called hi. Now I feel that, hey, I should have not shared this URL with you all. I feel this particular file should not be accessible to you right now. So what can be done? Let's see your intelligence. Guys, what can be done in this particular case?
Can we delete that time frame, or can
What time frame, ma'am?
means we have selected we can access this till tomorrow, right? That
Yes.
time frame can we modify?
Yeah, exactly. Let me do it. I click on generate SAS. Okay. So there is a calendar button. I can able to modify it. Okay. I can click on this guy and I can just give like till 8:58 p.m. Right. So I can modify this particular date and time. Okay. I can click on generate SAS token. Okay. I clicked on it. I copy this. I paste this on a new line. Okay. This is going to expire at 3:48, guys. Tomorrow, early AM in the morning. And this is going to expire at today, 8:52. Okay. So you can modify that. But my question is, I've shared this URL with in the group. I don't want the people to access it right now. This URL will be working till tomorrow, right? But now I feel that I don't want the people to access it. Now, if I copy and if I paste this, it will work for sure. Even you generate n number of blobs SAS token, everything will work because this is going to expire only this time frame is getting crossed. And if I put this when also will work. See, this one also will work. And this particular URL will expire today after 8:52. And this URL will expire tomorrow 3:48 a.m. Now I feel that this URL nobody should access right now. So what can be done? This is my question.
Read write access, maybe
No, sir, I'm not getting you.
read write access for given the URL permission. I think
Read.
permission.
But already I have created the URL. Okay. So already since I have created it, I cannot able to do any sort of modification on this URL. Okay. So I have shared it and this URL will expire tomorrow 3:48. I want the people not to look right now. This is my question. So the URL is already got generated. So read, write permission, everything is already given and based on it only it got created. It's very simple. Just crush your head. You can able to get it. Just, just
Is
waiting
that
for
something
anybody
like
to speak. Hmm.
we can give this URL and make it as cancel somewhere
No,
options like that?
no,
What about
we
we
don't
can
have.
delete that?
What?
What about we can delete that?
Which delete?
Like for the gender essays,
Which means I'm not
which
getting it.
were created the
Okay,
essays.
which means like we have already created the URL. Can we delete this URL? That's what your answer is about.
Yes, but
Yeah, that is not possible.
okay. Mhm.
Guys, everyone are understanding my question? That is fine for me. I don't want your answers, but everyone are getting my questions.
Yes.
Yes.
The simple answer, okay. The simple answer is if you
You can
delete this
delete the text
file,
file.
no, if you delete this file, right, no one can able to access it. Just read the URL, guys. The URL is going to your storage account and it is going to Azure and it is reading this file. Correct. If
Okay.
you delete this file, then even though the guy has an access to that particular URL till tomorrow, the guy can able to access it.
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
This what I was looking for. And he said about delete or something. I was curious about. I thought he will be getting the point, but he said a different delete. It was a URL. Okay. Anyhow, I can understand. Okay. So you just closely monitor what we are trying to do so that you will also get my points very clear. Okay. So now I'm pretty sure that you can able to get my solution. If I don't want this app guy to access right now, what can be done, guys?
Okay, we have to delete that text file, right?
Yeah, I can delete. So the job is done. Now I make the question harder. Okay. I don't want you guys to delete the file. I don't want you guys to rename the file. Okay. So nothing should be done on the file. No addition, no deletion, no modification, nothing should be done. But no one should able to access this URL right now. But already the URL got generated. Now what can be done? It's a little bit harder for you to think. I know that. Okay. Let me come to that solution. There is something called access keys, and I said that I will talk about these keys after
Oh,
5-6
we
minutes.
can make it private.
Already the storage account is in private mode only. Okay, so you cannot, because you see here directly you are hitting the URL. Okay, you are calling my storage account and you are calling this folder and you are calling this text file, and if you hit it, it says that public access is not permitted, which means the storage account is completely in a private area. So you cannot make it again private, right? Already it's in a private mode only. Ma'am, you're getting my point? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I
Now,
understand.
yeah, great. Thank you, sir. Now, what
Sir, can you
I'm
repeat
trying to,
it?
okay,
The key
there is a
access, can you
storage.
repeat it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Now, directly you just look into this. Okay, I'm going here and I'm copying this, clicking on this guy. I directly copy this URL and I paste it here. Okay, just look, do I have any kind of credentials here? Nothing. So directly it is talking to your storage account and it is calling the folder, and inside that folder it is calling the text file. If you hit it, you can't able to read this because this is complete. The storage account is completely located in a private area. Okay, it's been located inside the data center, so you cannot able to access that. If you want to access, then you want to make it public, then only you can able to access it. So in order to make it public only, we generated the SAS token and the URL. Guys, clear? Clear, guys? Is so small acknowledgement will be better, right? You're getting the points or not?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, why that much hard to say yes? Okay. At least I appreciate you. Okay, great. No worries. Now we have something called keys. Okay. There are like two keys, key one and key two. And you all know that whenever I click on generate SAS token, it was being pointed to the key one, right? Now let's talk about a real world example. Now let's take that me and Anand are friends. Okay. Anand is friend of mine and I'm friend of mine of Anand. Okay. So we both are friends in Instagram. I know his username. Okay. Since we both are friends, I know his Instagram username. With this particular username, can I able to log in his complete Instagram account on my phone? I know only the username. Can I? No,
No.
No.
absolutely. Why? Because Instagram will prompt you for enter the password, right? You cannot able to enter it. Now, in this particular case also, just see, you know the URL, which is known as portal.azure.com, and just read my email ID if you want. Okay. This is my email ID. Okay. With this particular email ID, can you able to log into my portal.azure.com? You cannot, because you doesn't know my password, right? So without knowing the password, you cannot enter into my portal.azure.com. Okay, so you cannot enter into my portal.com until or unless you provide the right email ID and the right password. So once anyone who entered this right username and password, they can log into my portal.azure.com, they can come to the storage account, they can see this particular file. Okay, if they want to read it, they can click on edit and they can read the content. This is called hi. So if anyone wants to read this particular text file, they want to authenticate themselves by providing this email ID and the password. Then only they can able to come into my storage account. Then only they can able to read this. Clear? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, clear.
So even if you just go and to your account, and if you just type storage account, this storage account will not be visible for you because this is my storage account. Okay, so it will not be visible for you. Now let me come to my point. Okay, so like the same way, now there is something called key 1 and key 2. Okay, these are the passwords to enter into my storage account. Just look into the password, how lengthy it is. So no one in this world can able to break this password. Okay, now based on this password only, my key, based on this key one only, this particular URLs are getting created. Overall, it got created based on the key one only. Okay, this guy and this guy. If you don't remember it, I will show you. Okay, now what I will do, I will rotate the password. This is the password that starts with PL. I click on S so that there will be a new set of password that will be generated. Now, these guys which are created by using the key one, right? That password got rotated. Now, if someone who try to hit this particular URL, they cannot able to get. Okay, let me do Control C. Oh, my bad, my bad. I open a new tab. I paste this. See, I'm getting the error right now. I will try to hit this one as well. I will get an error. Even though the time has not met, I cannot able to access the file because the key one has got rotated. Guys, clear?
Yes, got it.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Nice.
Perfect. So you see below the delete button, there is something called generate SAS. I click on this button. You see there is a sign in key based on this key one. Okay, you can able to see. Based on this key one, these URLs are getting generated. Now, if the password is rotated, right, you cannot able to access this file. Now this file will be accessible. Everyone are clear?
Yes.
One round up.
Yes.
Okay, great. So now you know how to create a storage account on a cloud, and you know what is known as redundancies, and you know how to upload a file into the cloud, and you know how to share the file to the end one, which means the end users, and you know how to revoke the access, and you know how to handle the keys and other things. You know these much things today. When compared to yesterday, you just created only the storage account, but today you know these much things when it comes to cloud. Okay, so this is one point which I need to talk. And the other point is like, now you see something called the access tier, which is called hot. Okay, now I will upload one more file. You can able to see that will also come as hot. Just keep an eye on this access tiers. This is something known as access tiers. I click on this file. I click on change tier. Next to the delete button, you can able to see the change tier. And here you can able to see there are like multiple access tiers: hot, cool, cold, and archive. Right now I will click on cool and I will save this. And you can able to see that the access tier that would have got changed to cool. I will change to cold. Just look into it. It got changed to cold. I will change to hot. I made it too hot. So what is this access tier is first of all, and why this hot, cool, cold, and archive are there? I will let you know. Okay. So again, let me open my search engine, Azure Storage Account, Access Tiers, Rising. I click on the first URL and I show you this. Hey, since we are Indians, like we are comfortable with INR, so I choose INR. Okay. Now you can able to see that if you are uploading the files to the Azure storage account, right? If your data size is lesser than 50 TB, then you are going to fall under this row number one. If it is crossing more than that, then you will be falling under the row number two. If you're having more than 500 TB, per month, then you will be falling under this row number 3. Now we are not having that much of data, so we are going to fall under the row number 1. If you are having any data under the hot, per GB you have to pay 1.5 rupees. The same 1 GB of cost, that is going to be 0.8 when you keep under the cool. Same 1 GB which is going to cost you about 0.30. Same 1 GB which is going to cost you about 0.17. Just see the cost difference between each and individual thing. And there is a 2x difference when it comes to here and here. This is 1.5 and this is 0.85. If you're paying 1.5 lakhs here, then you're going to pay only 85,000. There is a 2x difference are there. And the same 1 GB you're going to pay here, then it's going to be again 3 times. Okay. So again, it's like again 3 times. So there's a huge pricing difference when it comes to hot, cool, cold, and archive. Same per GB. What is this and why do we need that? I will let you know. Now, guys, you take your mobile phone. Okay. Inside your mobile phone, like if you go to your gallery, you will have hundreds of pictures. Correct. Now, if I ask a simple question that all the 100 pictures are really important for you, all the hundreds or thousand images which are having inside the gallery, is it really important for you? The answer would be no,
No.
not only for me, everyone. Because only few pictures or few images which are very important for us, and rest of the other images or the other videos which is present inside your device is not important for you. And it's not only for you, it's common for everyone, even for me. Inside my laptop I have tons of datas, and all the tons of data is really important for me. The answer is no. I will use here and there only few files on the daily basis. Rest of the other files I don't use at all. That is common to the world, that is common to everyone. So whatever the files which you are using on the daily basis, then you keep under the hot. What Azure says, the files which you're using very rarely, like 30 days once or something like that, then you keep it under cool. You use very rarely, like 90 days once or something like that, then you keep under cold. So I don't use this file at all. Okay. But this file is something really important. When it needs now, then I will use it. Till that point, it's not that much important for me. Then you put that kind of data into archive. So you select the file, whether it is important, then keep under hot. No, sir, I won't use that file at all. I will use very rarely. Then you keep under archive so that you can make a lot of cost difference, right? Just see the cost different. If you're paying 1.5 lakhs here, you're going to pay only 17,000 here. See the price difference, huge price difference. So you should plan it accordingly. So what is the important file? What is a non-important file? How long you use it? So based on that, you can choose this availability, sorry, this access tiers. Okay. Now let's take an example that now Karthik is handovers his phone to me. Satish, you can have my phone and you can delete the unwanted images or you can just put this somewhere. And really, I know whether this is important or this is not important for me. I doesn't know. Some important images I will delete or some non-important images I will have. I am not the owner of the data. So I am not sure which file is important, which file is not important and non-important. So only the owner knows it. So as a user, you know very well that which file is important and which file is not important because you use on the daily basis, right? So you can make a decision that this guy wants to be under hot or this guy wants to be under cool. You make a decision and you just save it so that you can able to save the cost. Guys, everyone are getting my point?
Yes.
Yes? No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
sir.
Now you know how to create a storage account, you know how to upload a file, you know how to share, and you know how to save the cost as well. Okay, so you know many things right now. So now one small drawback we have when it comes to archive. Okay, I click on change tier. Guys, I just request everyone to go on mute, please. Okay, and here you see there is an access tier and you can able to toggle between hot, cool and cold anytime whenever you want. Just now I just did it for you. But you have something called archive. Archive is something very cheaper, right? You see, very cheaper. But there is a small drawback that you have. Okay, before doing that, now currently my access tier is under hot, sorry, under cool. Okay, and you just go here and you can just download this. Okay, if I click on download, this particular file is getting downloaded to my local machine. Okay, now I click on generate SAS. Sorry, my bad. I go to overview, I click on change tier, and I make this as archive. Archive has a small drawback which I said like already. Okay, so what happens here, when you select this as archive, you cannot able to access this file. Okay, for an example, you save an image and you put that as an archive, then you cannot able to download that image, you can't able to view that image, you can't able to do anything with that. If you want to use it, you want to bring that back to hot or cool. During this conversion, the process will take several hours. Just read this, you will get it. Setting the access tier to archive will make your blob inaccessible until it is dehydrated back to hot or cool, which will take several hours. Okay, let me try to give you the clear example. Now I click on archive and I click on save. Okay, I just go ahead and check the file. It got moved to archive. Okay, now I will try to download this file. See, the download button is disabled. Right now, I cannot able to download this file. Even if I try to share it with someone, I cannot able to do it because this file will be no longer available. Okay, because it is in archive. If you want to access the same file, then you want to bring this guy to hot or cool. That what Microsoft gives you, right? If you click on hot, then if you click on save, this file will become to hot, but it will not be within fraction of minute. It will take several hours. Just read this. Dehydrating a blob from archive to hot or cool will take several hours to complete. Okay. Now, so there is an important file. Okay, I just saved that inside archive to save the money. Now all of my sudden I feel that I need the file. Okay, my client is asking, or I need that file right now, very immediate. So then what can I do? If you want that at high rate, under the priority, select high, so that the conversion between the archive and the core hot will become very faster. Okay, again it will take several hours, 200%, but compared to the standard, the process of converting to hot will be shorter. Okay, that what high means. And you cannot able to see, or you cannot ask me the question how long it will take, 2 hour or 3 hour. Even I am not sure about it, and you cannot able to guess that also. This is completely on Microsoft end. Now I click on priority as high and I click on OK. Now I just check the status. See, it is still in archive and it shows you that the dehydration is pending to hot. Okay, just see guys, the file of the size is very only 4 byte. Okay, less than 1 MB. Even the 1 MB data that is not coming up very soon. Okay, it will take several hours. You cannot able to check how many hours it will take, or you cannot do anything. It will take some time, but 200% the file will be absolutely coming back to you, and you can access the file. The file will not have any damage, or it will not have any impact, but it will take several hours to get back. That is a small drawback that we have in archive, but the rest of the other three you can toggle between at any time whenever you want. Okay, now you want to bring it to cool, you can bring it and you can just save it. Okay, you can able to see that this happens for the first file. Again, I want to bring it back to hot, you can just bring it back. Archive alone you cannot. Guys, everyone are getting my point?
Yes, we got it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, see, that is perfect. So you know how to create a storage account, you know how to upload a file, you know how to share it with someone, you know what is known as access keys, and majorly you know how to save the cost when you are keeping inside the storage account. Okay, these are the pretty good things that you have learned with me for the next 1 hour. Okay, so that's it from my end, which I need to talk about it. Okay, so I'm pretty much good. So if any questions, I will just take it up right now, or if you're good, then we will close the call. And the first thing when I close the call, it's my responsibility that I need to delete my resource group, or else it will be keep on running. Then my cost will be getting increased. Okay, guys, I'm quite good. So everyone are clear? If you're clear, you can just say clear and you can drop off. Any questions you can just throw around.
Hi sir,
Guys,
I have one question.
yes.
Uh, I upload the text file in my resource. Okay, I have access only one particular location or on my organization. How do I protect?
No, I'm not getting your question. Come again.
No, sir. I upload the text file in the storage account on Blob.
Okay.
Okay. Another
Okay.
only one access on URL based within one particular location. No one
Okay.
access globally. For
Okay.
example, public IP based protection.
Yes,
How
you
to?
can able to do it. Okay. So
Okay.
uh, right now you have okay. Right now let me do it for you, or else okay. Okay. No worries. I deleted it. I should have not done it. Okay. So basically, I will just show you where you can able to find it. When you click on generate SAS, right at the bottom most, start time and expiry time will be there, and below
Okay.
that you can able to see allowed IP address will be there. Okay, so
Okay.
if you
Okay.
watch it next time or when you practice, you can just have a look into it. You will able to see allowed IP address. You can just give an public IP address, and if you just click on generates as only that set of people who or belongs to that particular IP address, they can able to access it.
Yeah. Okay. I understand.
Okay, guys, the
Yeah.
other people who are not getting this particular answer, I'm 200% okay with that, because we have a dedicated class about networking where we will talk about the public and the private IPs in detail. You will get to know when we land at that point. Okay, so he knows about it, so he asked that question to me. So you're clear with the answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So any other questions do we have, guys?
Yes, sir. Can we able to delete the file when the file archived there?
Okay, I think the answer is yes, because I have deleted the complete storage account in front of you. The deletion was possible.
It
Yes,
will
am I
also
right?
take some time while deleting.
No, deletion I did in front of you. So it hardly took only 1 minute or lesser than that. That's it. Just see, 1 minute ago, I deleted my complete resource group. It took less than a minute. It doesn't take much time.
Okay.
You can able to see that, right? In my bell icon.
Yes.
So that is possible. Any other questions, guys? Okay. I believe then we are quite good to close the call, and we will meet tomorrow and we will learn even more higher the ladder. So when compared to yesterday, you have learned something higher the ladder. Only one small thing, guys. It's your responsibility that you want to make a practice. Each and individual day, we will be learning something, and please make a practice. And everything looks easy, but when you make a practice, you will learn more things. Okay. So it's your responsibility that you need to make a practice of it. Okay, guys. And thanks for everyone for joining with me. Thanks all.
Yeah.